Have you ever wondered how some people stay calm and happy no matter what life throws at them? What's their secret? The answer might surprise you. It's not about having an easy life, but about how they see the world. This way of thinking comes from an ancient wisdom called Buddhism, started by a man named Gautama Buddha over 2,500 years ago. Buddha taught people how to find peace and happiness inside themselves, even when things outside were tough. His ideas are like a treasure map for the mind, showing us how to deal with life's ups and downs without losing our cool. These Buddhist principles aren't just old ideas. They're powerful tools that can help anyone, anywhere, anytime. Let's explore 10 of these amazing Buddhist ideas. They're like superpowers for your mind, helping you stay strong and peaceful no matter what happens. Are you ready to learn how to make your mind so strong that nothing can shake you? Let's begin our journey into the world of Buddhist wisdom. 1. Living in the present moment. Imagine you're eating your favorite ice cream. It's delicious, right? But are you really tasting it? Or is your mind busy thinking about tomorrow's test or yesterday's argument with your friend? Buddhism teaches us to focus on what's happening right now, to really taste that ice cream, to feel the sun on our skin, to listen to the birds singing. Why is this important? Because most of our worries and fears are about the past, which we can't change, or the future, which hasn't happened yet. When we learn to stay in the present moment, we free ourselves from a lot of unnecessary stress. It's like turning off a noisy radio in our head and enjoying the peace and quiet. Try this. Next time you're doing something, anything at all, give it your full attention. If you're walking, feel your feet touching the ground. If you're talking to a friend, really listen to what they're saying. You might be surprised at how much calmer and happier you feel when you're fully present in the moment. 2. The art of letting go. Have you ever tried to hold on to water? It slips through your fingers, right? Life is a lot like that water, always changing, always moving. Buddhist wisdom teaches us that trying to make things stay the same is like trying to hold on to that water. It just causes frustration and pain. Instead, Buddhism suggests we learn to go with the flow of life. This doesn't mean we don't care about things or that we don't try to make positive changes. It means we accept that change is a natural part of life, and we learn to adapt and grow with it. Think about a tree in a storm. The branches that don't bend might break, but the flexible ones survive. By learning to be flexible in our thinking and our expectations, we become stronger and more resilient. We learn to let go of what we can't control and focus on what we can. Our own actions and reactions. 3. Finding balance in life. Imagine you're walking on a tightrope. Lean too far to one side and you'll fall off. The same is true in life. Going to extremes often leads to problems. Buddha taught something called the middle way, which is all about finding balance. This principle applies to everything in life. Work is good, but working all the time and never relaxing isn't healthy. Enjoying food is great, but eating too much can make us sick. Even something as positive as kindness needs balance. Being kind to others is important, but we also need to be kind to ourselves. The middle way teaches us to avoid extremes and find a balanced approach to life. It's about making wise choices that keep us healthy and happy in the long run. By finding this balance, we create a stable foundation that helps us stay steady even when life gets rocky. 4. Connecting with others. Imagine a world where everyone truly cared about each other. That's the kind of world Buddhism encourages us to create, starting with our own hearts. Compassion isn't just about feeling sorry for others, it's about understanding their pain and wanting to help. Buddha taught that all living beings want to be happy and avoid suffering, just like us. When we remember this, it becomes easier to be kind, even to people who annoy us. It's like having a superpower that lets you see the good in everyone. Practicing compassion doesn't just help others, it helps us too. When we're kind to others, we feel happier and more connected. It's like planting seeds of kindness that grow into a beautiful garden of good relationships and positive feelings. Try this. Next time someone upsets you, take a deep breath and try to imagine what might be making them act that way. Maybe they're having a bad day or dealing with a problem you can't see. This simple act of trying to understand can turn anger into compassion. 5. Understanding cause and effect. Have you ever played with dominoes, setting them up in a long line and then watching them all fall down when you push the first one? That's a bit like the Buddhist idea of karma. Everything we do, say, or even think has an effect, like pushing that first domino. Karma isn't about punishment or reward. It's more like a natural law, like gravity. If you drop a ball, it falls. That's not punishment. It's just what happens. In the same way, our actions have consequences. Kind actions tend to bring good results, while harmful actions often lead to problems. Understanding karma helps us make better choices. It's like having a map that shows us which paths lead to happiness and which ones lead to trouble. By being mindful of our actions and their potential effects, we can create more positive outcomes in our lives and in the world around us. 6. Realizing we're all connected. Imagine you're holding a spider's web. If you touch one part of the web, the whole thing moves. Buddhism teaches that life is a lot like that web. Everything is connected in ways we might not always see. This idea of interdependence means that nothing exists completely on its own. The food we eat depends on farmers, sun, rain, and countless other factors. Our happiness is influenced by the people around us, the environment we live in, and even events happening far away. Understanding interdependence can change how we see the world. It helps us realize that our actions affect not just ourselves, but others too. It encourages us to think beyond our own needs and consider the bigger picture. When we see how connected we all are, it becomes natural to want to help others and take care of our planet. 7. Finding freedom in letting go. Think about a helium balloon. When you hold on to it tightly, it can't float freely, but when you let it go, it soars into the sky. Buddhist wisdom teaches that our minds can be like that balloon. When we hold too tightly to things, ideas, or even people, we limit ourselves. Non-attachment doesn't mean not caring about anything. It's more about not clinging so tightly that we cause ourselves suffering. It's about enjoying things while we have them, but being able to let them go when it's time. This principle can be really helpful in dealing with life's ups and downs. When good things happen, we can enjoy them fully without worrying about losing them. When bad things happen, we can face them with more calm because we're not so attached to things being a certain way. Practicing non-attachment is like learning to hold things gently. We can love, care, and enjoy, but without the tight grip of desperation or fear. This gentle hold gives us more freedom and peace in our lives. 8. Awakening to life's details. Have you ever eaten a meal and then realized you don't remember tasting it? That's what happens when we're not mindful. Zen teaches us to wake up to the richness of each moment. Mindfulness is like turning on a light in a dark room. Suddenly, we see things we didn't notice before. The taste of our food becomes more vivid. The colors of the world seem brighter. We start to notice the small joys we usually miss. A friend's smile, the warmth of sunlight, the comfort of a soft chair. But mindfulness isn't just about enjoying life more. It also helps us deal with difficult situations better. When we're mindful, we can catch negative thoughts before they spiral out of control. We can notice when we're getting angry or stressed and take steps to calm down. Practicing mindfulness is simple, but it takes time to get good at it. Start by focusing on your breath for a few minutes each day. Notice how it feels as you breathe in and out. When your mind wanders, and it will, gently bring your attention back to your breath. Over time, this simple practice can transform how you experience life. 9. Seeing things as they really are. Imagine you're watching a scary movie. Your heart races, you feel afraid, but deep down, you know it's just a movie. Buddhist wisdom is a bit like that deeper knowing. It's about seeing past the surface of things to understand what's really going on. One key aspect of Buddhist wisdom is understanding that everything changes. Nothing stays the same forever. This might sound sad at first, but it's actually liberating. It means that difficult times will pass. It also reminds us to appreciate the good things in life while we have them. Another part of wisdom is seeing that we're not separate from the world around us. Just like a wave is part of the ocean, we're part of the larger flow of life. This understanding can help us feel less alone and more connected to everything around us. Developing wisdom isn't about becoming super smart or knowing lots of facts. It's about seeing life clearly, without the distortions of our fears, desires, or misconceptions. It's like cleaning a dirty window. Suddenly, we can see the world more clearly. 10. The journey inward. In our busy world, we often spend a lot of time looking outward, at our phones, at other people, at the things we want to buy or achieve. Buddhism encourages us to also look inward, to explore our own minds and hearts. Self-reflection is like being a detective in your own life. Why do you feel the way you do? What are the thoughts behind your actions? What really matters to you? By asking these questions and quietly listening to our inner selves, we can learn a lot. This inward journey isn't always easy. Sometimes we find things about ourselves we don't like. But Buddhism teaches us to approach this exploration with kindness and curiosity, not judgment. It's not about beating ourselves up, but about understanding ourselves better so we can grow and change. Regular self-reflection can be as simple as taking a few minutes each day to sit quietly and check in with yourself. How are you feeling? What's on your mind? Over time, this practice can help you understand yourself better and make choices that align more closely with your true self. As we come to the end of our exploration of these 10 Buddhist principles, you might be wondering, how can I use all of this in my everyday life? The beauty of these teachings is that you don't have to become a Buddhist or change your whole life to benefit from them. You can start small, trying out one idea at a time. Maybe you'll begin by practicing mindfulness for a few minutes each day. Or perhaps you'll experiment with letting go of something you've been clinging to. You might find yourself responding with more compassion the next time someone annoys you. Each small step you take on this path can lead to big changes over time. Remember, the goal isn't to become perfect or to never feel upset or stressed again. It's about developing tools to handle life's challenges with more grace and peace. It's about finding a sense of calm and contentment that comes from within, rather than depending on outside circumstances to make you happy. As you explore these principles, be patient and kind with yourself. Just like learning any new skill, it takes time and practice. There will be days when it feels easy and days when it's a struggle. That's okay. The important thing is to keep coming back to these ideas, to keep trying. In the end, these Buddhist principles offer us a way to live that can transform our experience of life. They show us how to find peace amidst chaos, joy in simple moments, and strength in the face of challenges. They remind us that we have the power within us to shape our own happiness and to contribute to the well-being of others. So, as you go forward from here, carry these ideas with you like a toolbox for your mind and heart. Use them when you need them, share them when you can, and watch as they gradually work their magic in your life. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Your journey to inner peace and resilience starts now, with each small choice you make to live with more awareness, compassion, and wisdom.